What's the best metaverse investment that you can make right now? What do US rap superstar Snoop Dogg and Big Four consulting firm PwC have in common? They both own land in the metaverse. You might be tired of hearing the word metaverse, but when a new technology captures the imagination of the digital realm, it's sometimes unavoidable. The real estate trend has now also arrived in the metaverse. In addition to playing games and talking to people, one can buy a piece of virtual land. With all the hype, it might seem like the time to buy land in the metaverse has passed. The truth is quite opposite. Although admittedly, the best time to have purchased real estate in the metaverse was about 6 months ago, the second best time to buy is now. Right now, right this moment. It's absolutely not too late to buy land in the metaverse for so many reasons. And if you're wondering how to do so, you're at the right place. For today's video, exclusive for NFT Nugget members, we're going to talk about the best metaverse investment that you can make right now. But before we get into the video, let us know what metaverse is. Because buying a piece of virtual land that costs $2.4 million is really hard to wrap your head around. And if we're talking about virtual land, it's supposed to be infinite. And that just doesn't make any financial sense. You may not know what is land in the metaverse, so let me break it down for you. In the metaverse, a parcel of land is basically a piece that represents a non-fungible token on the blockchain and has authenticity and is verified. Like most land in the real world, virtual land is purchased for a price that is mostly cryptocurrency. And this land can be obtained through virtual real estate projects or by buying them on third-party platforms like OpenSea. Like real estate in the real world, your reasons for buying virtual land in the metaverse may differ. However, most people buy it for either entertainment or profit. Users often purchase virtual land for entertainment. Depending on the project a user has invested in, they can create different types of experiences and place many digital assets upon them. One can even invite friends onto bought virtual land and socialize with them. Users can also buy and sell virtual land online, allowing them to create games on the land. They can even rent out their property to others in exchange for crypto. And not just people online are enthusiastic about buying virtual land. Even companies are investing in it, including crypto-funded projects that produce NFTs. One example is from the Metaverse Group, a Canadian real estate investment company in the digital space that bought 116 parcels of land, which is about 52.5 square feet. It's not that huge. Just imagine 3 tennis courts or a basketball court, but slightly bigger. And with that amount of land, they have paid 618,000 mana or $3 million in today's valuation. That was the biggest digital land acquisition until recently, when that record was broken by another digital investment company called Republic Realm. This company just spent $4.3 million in buying virtual land inside Decentraland, another popular metaverse. Republic Realm is the same company that made the ultra-luxurious Metaflower, a mega yacht that has a hot tub, a DJ booth, and 2 helipads. And that yacht was bought for 149 Ethereum, which is about $650,000. Crazy, right? You might think metaverse is just pure hype. But according to Grayscale, a group of wealthy investors, the metaverse is a $1 trillion market opportunity, meaning there are $1 trillion in revenue per year. You might be asking, how could a limitless land give you this amount of money? Simply because it's not limitless. There is a limited amount of this virtual land, the same way there is a limited number of Bitcoin. Digital or virtual does not always mean infinite. Now, let us compare the virtual land and the real land or the physical one. The real land might seem much better because we can actually make use of it. We can use it for planting, farming, or building our homes on top of it. And the real land is also limited, so it should be valuable, right? But it's not. For example, you can buy 1 acre of land in New Mexico for $50 or buy 12 acres, which is the same size as 9 football fields, for $450. That just shows that not all physical land is valuable. There are many factors that could affect the price, such as the location and its network effect. So in virtual land, the strategy is to buy one and sell it to someone who can pay more. This is a short-term strategy and sometimes it works. However, the real reason that people are going crazy with virtual land and probably the long-term strategy is that they believe that someday the virtual land they bought will become a place where people can go together, which is somehow like Facebook. So how could people who own virtual land make money? One is to charge fees to people that go to their land. You can also have your land for rent to someone else and let them take care of it while you collect the fees. If you're planning to host an event, you can charge the people who will come. These could be live events such as a concert. A great example would be when Justin Bieber had a 30-minute Metaverse concert last November. Obviously, it was a publicity stunt for the company that created it, but there are a lot of people from all over the world who watched Justin Bieber perform in the Metaverse. It was not perfect, but people still enjoyed it because who would have thought that they will hear Justin Bieber sing again considering that the pandemic is still going on? With that, we can say that the virtual land has also a sort of physical application. Another example would be Snoop Dogg, who partnered with Sandbox to build a virtual mansion, digital recreation of his real-life Diamond Bar, California mansion that will house his NFT collections. Anyone can go to the mansion. You can even interact with him and probably he will eventually have his virtual concert. You can buy a piece of land around his virtual mansion, which, unsurprisingly, is worth a lot. But this didn't stop his fans. In December 2021, a fan of Snoop Dogg bought land in the Metaverse next to Snoop Dogg's virtual property for $450,000. And this is another way for you to make money with virtual land in the Metaverse. But all of those are just for short-term strategies. The next one is where you will make most of that money, and that is simply through video games. A great example is a popular game that is called Axie Infinity. This video game has over 360,000 players worldwide, with roughly 40% of these players coming from the Philippines and others from Africa. Axie Infinity is a known play-to-earn game. By playing this game successfully, people will receive a Smooth Love Potion or SLP, which has a real dollar equivalent. And here's why it's so important. Let us look at a country in West Africa called Ghana. The minimum wage for this country is $2.05 per day, and the country's monthly wage is $111.50. But think about this, the average Axie Infinity player in Ghana makes between $140 to $420 a month, which is actually pretty incredible. A game like Axie Infinity is out here changing the lives of the people. And just imagine what it could do once they go global and become the same as other popular games such as Minecraft, Valorant, League of Legends, or whatever the kids are playing these days. So, how does this virtual land incorporates into video games like Axie Infinity? The game developers have created these plots of virtual land as non-fungible tokens or NFTs for Axie players to buy. With this plot of land, they can level up their Axies, they can farm or upgrade them until they are worth more money. You might think that buying a plot of virtual land for your video games is something a normal person won't do, but actually, it is, or they might be just rich. The most expensive plot of land sale in Lunasia, which is the land of Axie Infinity, was sold for $1.5 million. It's what was called a Genesis plot of land, and there were only 220 of this ever made. It came with many special perks and benefits for the Axie Infinity players to level up and upgrade their Axies. If you're still not convinced or have doubts, then there is another one called Crypto Voxels. It's another very popular metaverse that is based on the Ethereum blockchain that allows the people who have their own land there to create virtual museums or galleries to have their NFTs displayed. Just imagine that you're going to a museum or a gallery and you will see some of the most expensive NFTs ever bought and sold. Isn't that amazing? Moving on, if you're now interested in Metaverse, then you're probably asking where can you actually buy this virtual land. But before that, it's just right to ask who is selling these plots of land. The people who are selling these plots of virtual land are the same people who developed that specific metaverse, or simply the developers. Keep in mind that there are many metaverses that is existing right now, and one is that land that we have seen called Lunasia from the Axie Infinity video game. But if we're talking about buying virtual land, two metaverses come to mind. The first one is called Sandbox, which has limited plots of land amounting up to 166,000. It was created in 2012. The main focus of Sandbox is to allow its users to create their own NFTs. gamers who purchase land from Sandbox can populate it with games and assets, which are tokens created by players or brands that create or assemble user-generated content. Not just that, but they already partnered with different known companies and people such as Snoop Dogg, Ubisoft, SoftBank, and OpenSea. And on their first round of funding, they were able to raise over $93 million. The other popular metaverse is called Decentraland. The same as Sandbox, this metaverse has limited plots of land amounting to 90,601. It was created in the year 2015. And just like Sandbox, they were also greatly funded. They have hosted a live event that featured 80 artists with over 50,000 virtual attendees. This live event was free. Joining the concert does not require you to own land. You can easily go and watch the concert. However, you could see how buying land at a place like that could someday become really valuable. And then, there is another one which is probably known to many. It's called Meta, which is Facebook's version of Metaverse. Unlike the other previously mentioned metaverse, Meta is much more of a centralized approach to the digital world. And we might be seeing more of this in the future as publicly traded companies would want to invest in it. In the future, buying virtual real estate is expected to be simpler than buying physical property. People will be able to buy expensive land worth $200,000 with just a quick click. And the great thing about Metaverse is probably because it's not owned by a publicly traded company. It was made for different artists and normal people to create and share their experiences much like a community. And that is another reason why there is not going to be one Metaverse. There are going to be a lot of them competing for your attention. With all of that, there are still risks or cons that come with investing in virtual land. Buying in the metaverse is a very risky proposition. If you choose the wrong metaverse platform, there is a chance that you could lose absolutely everything you've invested. However, there are also enormous future opportunities for people who buy sooner rather than later. Although it's great to invest in the early stage, there is a phase that is considered too early. As of the moment, no one has ever made money through owning land. Yes, there are people buying and selling land by flipping it to something else, but in reality, it's not just that profitable yet. Yes, it's cool to own virtual land. However, do you really need an exclusive and expensive land just to display your products? That's why the stories that we hear are from multimillionaires that don't need to think twice about buying a virtual land because it's not a big deal to them. The only sure winners at this phase is the metaverse are the people that are selling you the dream of having your own land. Yes, the metaverse is the future. As they said, it is a $1 trillion opportunity. Just like the internet, the metaverse has the same opportunity. However, we didn't know what the internet would be in the year 2022, the same way that we have no idea what the metaverse will be 5 years from now. And there are many possibilities, but still, this could be wrong. However, remember that nobody knows exactly what shape the metaverse will end up taking with so much uncertainty. Your best bet is to watch the progress from all directions and to look beyond the most obvious stock choices. But as they say, high risk, high reward. There you have our NFT Nugget video for today. So, what are your plans if you buy virtual land? Will you flip it for profit or develop it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like this video. If you think that we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. Just one share is enough for us. For you to show your appreciation for the commitment and hard work we all put together in creating this video that teaches and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. And you don't know that one share could go a long way. And keep in mind that no matter how many times you're going to watch this video, you won't see any results unless you take action. Goodbye and see you on the next one.